This is Washington Watch. I'm Tony Perkins, your host. The website, tonyperkins.com. All right, Ken Blackwell is FRC Senior Fellow for Human Rights and Constitutional Governance. He was Secretary of State for the state of Ohio during the contested 2000 election cycle. He also serves as the chairman of the board for the International Foundation for Electoral Systems, a global leader in democracy assistance. They travel the world and engage in critical issues in democracy, governance, and elections, as I said, around the globe. He was in Philadelphia over the weekend, and he joins us now. Ken, welcome back to the program.
Hi, Tony.
All right, so what are the major issues that are propelling the Trump campaign into court there in Philadelphia?
First, Tony, there is a constitutional overreach by the state Supreme Court. Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution says that state legislatures, not courts, are the final authority to settle election disputes for the presidency. The state Supreme Court made a decision to extend the calendar on Election Day instead of Election Day ending on November 3rd. It ends the Friday afterwards. So that's a constitutional issue that is real. There is a couple complex remedies. One would be to have a do-over. Given the shortness of the calendar, the Electoral College is supposed to be decided on December 14th. That is a real tight calendar. Or the state legislature could say, look, we had established the rules. The rules got changed at the last minute. We're going to count those votes that were in accordance with the original rules. And if that means that Trump is the president, they have the constitutional authority to give their Electoral College votes to Trump. That's a heavy lift either way. But the fact of the matter is that there was a clear U.S. constitutional violation by the state Supreme Court.
A part of that is that because that window was left open, and it number one, as you said, it violates the authority of the legislature, which sets the rules according to the Constitution. But it also opens the door to fraudulent behavior during that time.
Oh, absolutely.
Where the ballots could be stuffed, or the boxes would be stuffed with ballots. So is there enough evidence on the ground to suggest that may very well have happened?
Well, look, there were not only was there a clear constitutional violation by the state Supreme Court, there are many irregularities when it comes to transparency, when it comes to verification. They ignored matching signatures. There was a clear disruption in the chain of custody, giving rise to at least a whole myriad of opportunities for fraud. So in combination, Pennsylvania is ripe for a do-over or a state legislative solution to give it to the winner. Now, there's no guarantee that Trump would be the winner, but there's every suspicion that he would be in that case if the only votes that are counted are those that came in accordance with the original calendar that was changed at the last minute by the state Supreme Court. Look, this is different from 2000. In 2000, we have one state, one county, and folks were looking at chads. And in this situation, there are a lot of process matters that are much more difficult to assess than Chad. But there are affidavits of folks being denied the opportunity to have transparency and to view the process. And there are serious questions about the number of ballots that were mailed out and the number of dead people who have voted. So in combination, Pennsylvania is a mess. And the Governor Wolf, and the Legion of Darkness is on the march in Pennsylvania. And those of us, apart from just being supporters of President Trump, those who understand that what's in the balance is the integrity of our constitutional republic, we in fact have to be points of light, and we have to punch holes in the darkness, and we have to stop the governor in his unconstitutional march.
Ken Blackwell, is Pennsylvania I had Louis Gohmert on just a few moments ago. He was in Philadelphia over the weekend as well. And, the lawsuits are being filed in other states in addition to Pennsylvania. So what are you seeing in some of these other states that would raise questions about the validity of the results in those states?
Well, I've been focused on Pennsylvania, but I've talked with folks in Atlanta. There was a lot of shenanigans in Georgia. There was a lot of shenanigans in Fulton County, where Atlanta is the dominant city, and there is a case that's being put together there. The real challenge is if the margin of victory or defeat, depending on which candidate you are, falls outside of what we call the margin of litigation and the automatic recall, that becomes a heavier lift. But you have Nevada, you have Arizona, which I understand is really tightening, and in spite of news media calling it early in the after the polls close, that's an issue. I understand there are lawsuits being prepared for Michigan, but those are going to be how deep the spread is. I'm focusing on Pennsylvania, and we must push back. But Tony, let me just say real quick, Georgia, we have to win Georgia. This is coming down to perhaps one state, 2 Senate seats, and the direction of the country.
Yeah, no question. A special election, a runoff election in January. Ken Blackwell, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Tony.